Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee. In this, our second Java Chat episode, we talk with District Technology Integrator of the Month, Tony Cruz. He shares with us how he has taken initiative going beyond his duties and helped the teachers and students at his campus with their technology needs.
Thanks for joining us on our Java Chat this morning. With me, we have Valentin Guetta and Marco Torres, our fellow Instructional Technology Integration Specialist. And we have a special guest with us today. We have Tony from Arnold Elementary, and he's one of our Technology Integrators of the Month for last semester. And he has a special story because he's not in the classroom teaching. He's actually in the custodial staff there at Arnold. And so we're going to introduce him and hear a little bit about how he became our technology integrator and how awesome and special he is. And before I do that, I do also want you to go ahead and make sure you're registered on the PD system. I put the link in the chat and sign in with the remote check-in code PSJA Tech. All right, Tony, thank you so much for joining us today this morning. Tell us about yourself and how you started at PSJA.
Well, I started in 1986 and till 1991, and then decided to come back in 2004. Ms. Romero hired me at Carnahan, and I've been with the district for 24 years already. And usually what I do is my custodial staff is like wondering, what are you doing and what is it that you do? And I'm like, I'm a jack of all trades and I'm a hands-on person. And I myself was honored being selected for this honor by my peers, which is Ms. Hernandez and the staff.
Fantastic. Awesome. So that's awesome that you've been with PSJA so long, and you know how your staff sees what you do at the campus and recognizes you. That's amazing. How did you get into technology?
Well, I basically saw some of the texts, especially some of the texts before, like Gilbert and all those guys, and I would see them doing all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm a hands-on person, and I would see what they go through. And sometimes I was like, I know that you guys are limited to a certain amount of text, and sometimes it's like teachers need certain things done. And I was like, I should just try to step in or something, to help out, especially for the teachers. And the texts were like, okay, we can only limit you to certain things. I said, well, go ahead, just tell me as far as I can go, and then I'll get you guys to wherever you need to, and contact you guys. Okay, go ahead and do whatever you have to do. This is what I did, and they would take over. And I'm very proud of all the texts that they usually give me the chance that anything that I can troubleshoot or whatever. And if anything I can't do, I just go ahead and just get on Teams or whatever, and then just tell them, okay, this is the situation in this classroom. They go in remotely and take care of it right there and then.
That's awesome that you have a good relationship with the techs and the guys from MIS. They are some really, really good guys, and they're really, really helpful. We know those guys as well, and so we're always in communication with them. So I'm glad that you have a great relationship with them as well as we do. So I know you were talking about talking with the techs and them helping you out as much as they can. Do you usually do more kind of hands-on hardware issues, or actually have you ever had experience helping with teachers when it comes to like instruction, I guess, like using apps that they use in the classroom?
Yeah, usually whenever they ask me, okay, there's an app that I need to download or whatever, I usually ask them, okay, give me the specific things that you need. And I usually tell Ms. Hernandez, our CIT, and I tell her, okay, let me get a hold of Adam and see if we have anything similar to it so they can push it out to the teachers and to the devices for the kids. That's one of the things that I myself was like, okay, we can have certain things that other people can utilize, especially the teachers, to teach the kids.
That is awesome. A real quick follow-up question on that, because I've been and I know this is one of the questions that aren't on our little pre-planned sheet, but I know since you're helping teachers, one of the things I'd been trying to promote, at least in secondary, is getting teachers out to submit tickets for MIS when they have issues. Have you ever taught the teachers how to submit like a help desk ticket before?
Not really, but usually I did one on some of them, but
Oh, okay.
it's rarely when I do. And usually like on those things, if I get there or they text me and they can't get to do the ticket, I myself put it in there and I automatically tell the text, okay, I put in the ticket for so-and-so campus, so-and-so teacher at a certain so-and-so classroom, and they can take it from there. And I get all
That's
the
awesome.
information from them.
That's awesome.
I just love how you support your campus in all aspects, you know.
No, I'm a type of person that my philosophy is that if I can help you, I'll try to help you. And that's my part. I need to help out and my campus is number one that comes first. So I'm here for them from the time that I get here to the end of the day.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome. I'm so glad you're proactive. It seems like you would never get bored with that kind of mindset.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you really stepped out of your role, you know, as custodian and just have helped the campus in all aspects. So
Yeah, and I usually do is I usually help out some other head custodians. They usually call me up. Hey, I need a help on this. I'm trying to get a hold of one of the techs or whatever. So I tell them, okay, give me your information and I'll forward it to them and tell them to go ahead and do it remotely. You'll see them go in there. Don't get freaked out because they're gonna go in there and do whatever they have to do to help you out.
that's nice. That's nice that you've reached out even, you know, to other campuses. Amazing.
Yeah.
So how has technology changed your view in life, like your personal time?
Well, I usually do is I go home and usually get on my laptop or whatever I have to do, and usually plan out whatever I have to do for the next day or for whatever week we have to do. And usually, like Mr. Trevino asked me, okay, there's gonna be enrichment time and this and that, so I have to plan out certain things and tell my staff that we need to be on top of everything that needs to be done.
Nice.
It's
So
good.
go ahead,
It
Marco.
keeps you. Oh, I was just gonna say it's great. It seems like it's a great tool. Like you've been using it to stay like organized, like stay
Yeah.
on task.
Sometimes, you know, we get mad at technology when it's not
yeah.
working or the
Oh, yeah.
Wi-Fi, but when
Yeah.
it's working great, you know, it really has changed our lives
Oh, yeah, it
for, you
does.
know, for the better.
It does.
Kind
Usually
of
whenever I
figure.
get here, it's like the secretary or the front desk, oh, there's no internet or whatever. Is there anything that you can do? I'm like, okay, let me get a hold of the guys, see what's going on, and I'll get back to you or whatever needs to be done. And I usually tell Ms. Hernandez, the CIT, okay, this and this happened, so we get everything done.
Yeah, and I like how Debbie, you said, oh, technology is great until it stops working.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you like, and this
Till
is
it
just like
isn't.
a side question. Have you seen teachers or administrators get mad when technology is like down or
Oh,
not going their way? And
yes,
like, how,
yes.
have you managed? Because I'm sure they go to you.
Yeah, they do. I'm like, okay, hold on, let's see what we can get to. And it's like, I know that the techs are very busy, so they gotta get everything as quickly as possible. And the good thing is we have a lot of the communication with the techs and they tell us, okay, the system is down, they're gonna get to it and stuff like that. So we get let them know, okay, the system's gonna be down for a while. Let it just work itself, just do whatever you have to do and get through it.
I like that. It's kind of calming them down a little bit because kind of calming down the rest of the staff because I Debbie, Valentine, the whole team, we've been out there, for say benchmarks or just a regular day. And when it goes down, we've seen some people really panic. And I like that you're kind of the voice of reason where you go in there and you're like, hey, don't worry, guys, everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna, reach out to the techs. So I'm glad that they have that person that can kind of take control of the situation and kind of say, hey, don't worry, everything's going to be fine, we're gonna get through this together. So that's really good. I think that's really important because yeah, it's just, when technology doesn't go our way, sometimes people tend to get really frustrated.
Oh
So
yeah,
Mhm.
especially the kids too. The kids here get frustrated and the teachers are like, okay, hold on. we're gonna get things done, and that's what we have to do is come as a team and do it for them.
Great, great.
For sure.
I have we have another question for you. What inspired you to help teachers use technology in the classroom? Is there a person or anybody who kind of got you into helping teachers in using technology in the classroom?
Well, I saw, especially the CIT is the one that I go to, and usually we communicate and stuff like that. And when the pandemic hit and everything like that, it's like we were all remotely, and I was here, and some of the kids were trying to get connected and stuff like that. And she was the one that was like, okay, we need to get the kids going and stuff like that. So I started teaching some of the teacher aides. You need to make sure that they log in, they go into this classroom. Google Classroom and stuff like that. So we started, and that's one of the things that we did during the pandemic to get everything going and get everybody connected.
That's awesome. I have a little follow-up question on that. When the pandemic hit and you were helping the teachers and helping with the remoting, the Google Classroom, uh, did it do you felt like it was pretty easy to pick up like Google Classroom and all the stuff that went along with teaching remotely?
Oh yes, especially the teachers here, and especially with the CIT that we have, she really got everything to the T, and we started. Okay, this is the way we have to do it. Make sure that everybody knows how to make the kids log in and stuff like that into Google Classroom and stuff like that. So that's what we did. And I was teaching all the paraprofessionals. It's like, and they were like, okay, we can't get too close. And then I like, hey, I'm here to disinfect and everything. Everything's disinfected and stuff like that. We gotta get these kids to learning and stuff like that. So that's how we did it.
Man, that's awesome. I'm so glad you were able to support both, like you said, clerical staff, paraprofessionals, teachers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's, we say like it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it's the same thing with school. Like, with you stepping up, as a custodian, the head custodian at your campus, and helping teachers with technology and students log in and getting into Google Classroom. I mean, it takes everyone at the campus,
Yeah.
to teach these kids, just like
Yeah,
it
we
is,
helped out the
raising them.
teachers out. Yeah, we taught some of the teachers how to log in too and stuff like that. And now with a new line board, well, that's better because we're showing the kids, and the kids are like all thrilled that they can go into the board and touch it and stuff like that, and it interacts with them. And so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's almost like your campus in a way kind of has like two CITs, right? So it's like you and Miss Hernandez. And the good thing is because we know at the elementary level that the teachers are they're full-time teachers that are CITs as as like a bonus. But the
Yeah.
good thing about you, sir, and I know you have your own duties. The good thing is I think you're probably more available, readily available for if somebody has an issue, somebody has of course, they can always go to Miss Hernandez when it's her conference before school, after school. But I know
Yeah.
if something happens and they see you in the hallway, they're like, "Oh, hey, sir, can you help out?" And that's what
Yeah.
I think makes your role so awesome when it comes to helping and technology.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I usually pass by and they're like, "Oh, I have an issue with this. Okay, let me see what I can do, and let me go in there and help you out." And if anything, if it gets done, they're like, "Okay, thank you," and I get out. And if I don't, I just go ahead and start making them, okay, hold on, let me get everything done for you, and let me see if I can get one of the techs to go ahead and go in remotely or whatever we have to do. And if anything, I come to Miss Hernandez and I tell her, okay, I know I'm bothering you a little bit, but let me see if I can pick your brain. Now we got the situation, so she helps me out at the same time, and we collaborate everything that we try to do here. That's a good thing about that.
Awesome. So what do you think, or what do you feel is your proudest moment in utilizing technology?
Well, the proudest moment is when I see one of the kids is like, I cannot go in there. I don't know how to log in and stuff like that. So I help them out. Okay, you got to do this and this and that. So they go in there, and not only that, I think the proudest moment was getting nominated for this, which I know it's for teachers, and it's an honor being nominated and picked. And it's like some of the other custodians are like, "Hey, what are you doing different than we do?" I'm like, "Hey, dude, I'm multitask everything." So, and since I'm hands on everything, I'm like, "Hey, I
I
have to
like
give."
that because then now they're seeing what you're doing, and maybe they'll do the same thing at their campuses.
Yeah, and I tell them, "Hey, dude, you need to step it up. You have to understand. Not only are you the head custodian, you're the one that is in charge of your building. You have to make sure that everything's running, everything that's light, water, and all that stuff, and then technology, especially. You know that we have power outages and stuff like that. You have to make sure that if you're the first one there, you have to make sure that you contact either Hector or whoever is in MIS and let them know, okay, power went out, system is down, and they'll get the right person over. And I know that some of the guys are like, okay, we already know about that. Okay, fine.
That's awesome. I like it. I like how, if people reach out to you, you're kind of empowering them a little bit, just going like, hey, look, this is what I do and this is what works. And I hope it spreads. Like, I hope that people look at things like this and say, hey, there's more that I can do there. I can help teachers. I can help teachers at a bigger capacity. And when it comes to technology and it comes to instruction, and if there's a issue with a new line board, if they don't know how to use Google Classroom, at least, you know, you're empowering them to kind of say, hey man, you can help them out too, right? And
Yeah.
and I hopefully that kind of spreads in other campuses as well. Because I do think your campus is very lucky to have you and Miss Hernandez when it comes to technology and issues like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
so
Tony, you're the first custodian that was ever nominated for this, award. And so I'm just so proud that you have stepped up at your campus. And when we saw it, we're like, awesome, we love it. And we chose you as our integrator of that month for the district because we want others to be inspired. And I think you definitely have inspired others.
No, that's good. That's
I
that's
really
part of the
like
plan.
that.
Go
The
ahead.
over.
bottom line that I hear from you, Tony, was that so ultimately the goal is to get the students to learn and to be actively engaged in learning. And you
Yes.
took it onto yourself to knowing that it's not only the lights, it's not only the security of the building, but now that we're so immersed in technology, you're the first custodian that took it onto yourself to help out teachers, help out the students. So that was one of the main categories that when the three of us were looking at your nomination was Tony has been going above and beyond for years. We don't hear anything bad or anything but amazing things from anybody that we meet when we go to your campus. People from other campuses know who you are. And my first stop when I go to Arnold is to come and see you, to see how everything is going, to see how I can support the teachers when I go there. So thank you so much for all you do, Tony.
No, that's good. That's good, sir. I appreciate it, and I will always be going beyond.
Kind of piggybacking on what Valentin had said, because he was saying he goes to you and he says, well, in which ways can he support you? So we have one of our questions that we have here. Are there any ways that we can support you or support your campus for anything technology related?
Well, it's like sometimes some of the teachers are like, I know that they're busy, and us as custodians, we are busy, and the head custodians are more busier than ever. And the best thing to do is there's some other trainings that they might be able to get from technology, and I'll reach out to some of you guys later on, and some of the things that some of the head custodians might be using that I use, like trainings and stuff like that. And even it's like on my part, if you send me a slide or a paper and it tells me how to go through it, I can go through it. And I can go ahead and teach some of them how to do all that stuff too. Because I have some of my custodial staff and I tell them, okay, don't close yourself to just being a custodian. You have to be understanding that there's technology and you have to be with it. And I tell them, okay, this is the way you log in. If anybody tells you anything, you just show them. And they're like hesitant. I said, don't be hesitant, just do it. We can only learn by falling and getting it up, and then we continue.
Yeah, and that's a really great way of putting it. And we it's hard even for us when we find a new type of technology that we know that teachers need to use so that we can help them and help the students. It takes a while, but at the end of the day, kind of like what you were saying, at the end of the day, uh, it works in their benefit. Learning
Oh,
something
yes.
new, like Google Classroom for the first time might be kind of scary, but
Yeah.
once you get the hang of it, it'll take a day. It might take 2 days for you and all the kids to get used to it, or any other program, but it works so well
Oh,
once
yes.
everybody gets the hang of it.
Yes.
Tony,
It
two
does.
things that I would like to ask you, aside to that. I'm like, what would be some of the tools, like what, going up with the question that Marco just asked you, that you feel custodians are the ones that will need training on technology? What are tools that you feel like, okay, you know what, I need to learn this so I can support this? What do you have any specifics?
Well, it's like all those programs that you all do and do at the board and stuff like that. Some of them are asking me, "Oh, I see that teachers are doing this, and I don't understand it." Like the Google Classroom, that's one of the ones that they don't understand, and especially like other programs that you all are pushing out. And I'm telling, okay, hold on, let me ask some of the guys and find out if anything. And I know for sure that some of them are asking me, like, we do our work orders through our iPads. And I tell them, okay, that's
Okay.
one of the tools that we can use to do some of the work that we have to. And you can even, you have it, you have Google Classroom there too. You have all the icons and everything. All you have to do is just make sure that you have a proper training for all that stuff.
That's good feedback, because we're gonna have a technology training next year, sometime around the beginning of the school year, and we like to hear this kind of feedback to see not only teachers but anybody else who's not a teacher, whether it's clerical, custodial, or anything, and we want to make sure that we're putting out training during that time that is helpful for
Yeah.
your department or any other department.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
because there's
like
some
how,
custodian staff that I have encountered that they don't even have training on how to log into their own email, and I'm like, those are things that maybe I'm gonna even put it out to you. If you see things that you feel fit for us to focus on custodials, like do a training on how to log into their email, how to do the
Yeah.
secondary authentication app installation to their phone so they can do
Yeah, that's one of
the
the things.
approval.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we've been trying to push to some of them, and they're hesitant. But if it would be ideal to do a training like that, some of them would be able to understand. Because usually when they call me, it's like, okay, how do you do it? And I tell them, okay, come with me. If you can, come to my campus and I'll show you firsthand how to do it. And then I'll let them do it by themselves. And then they get encouraged, and then they go, okay, Tony help me with this. And I said, okay, but there's technology that can help you, and there's some people out there that can show you how to do it too. And that would be ideal to
Now,
have some trainings like that.
are all custodial staff like do they have iPads now for recording?
Only the head
work
custodians.
orders?
Only head custodians have them.
I was not 100% sure about that. I've heard about it, but I was not 100% that all head custodians had it. That's
Yeah.
really interesting. No, thank you.
And usually all custodial staff, I usually let them tell them, okay, the lab is right there. There's a computer in there. Go in there, log in with your credentials and stuff like that. Look at your emails and stuff like that. You have to do trainings. We have to do this. So we encourage them to do all that.
do y'all do Teams chats?
Yes, we do team chats at the same time. Whenever we have meetings, we do the team chat with all the head custodians, with maintenance and stuff like that. The only thing is my staff has to learn the proper way to go in there, because they're like, I can't go in there. And I tell them, okay, let's go into one of the computer labs, log in, go into here, and that they can go in and hear everything.
Perfect. So it's just, we need to maybe step up a little bit our training and get them a little more help with those areas of need of training.
Yeah, that would be ideal. And if you all need any help, I'm here and I'll help them out at the same time.
Awesome.
Thank
Does
you, Tony,
anybody-
so much.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, does anybody else have any other questions for Tony today?
No, but we appreciate you being here.
No problem.
I just want you to know how amazing you are, and you have inspired us, and you have inspired obviously a lot of people. So thank you, and just continue with supporting your campus and doing what you're doing.
No, and I get inspired by all the techs and especially by the CIT here, and it's an honor and a privilege.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and enjoy this cold morning that we have here.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody.
you.
Take care.